Welcome to the deep dive. You know that feeling when you're looking at your lawn, maybe wondering, are the sprinklers even working today? Or who deals with that brown patch over the common area?
Yeah, happens all the time.
We totally get it. So today, we're diving into, well, all that community upkeep stuff here in Vicenza. Think of this as your, personal guide. Should save you some time, maybe some headaches, too.
Exactly. We've gone through the Vicenza Community FAQ, and honestly, it's full of really important info, but it's not always, top of mind day to day.
Right.
So our goal here is to pull out the key things on irrigation, landscaping, maintenance, just give you that clarity so you feel like you know what's going on without having to read pages of fine print yourself.
Yeah, consider this your shortcut to feeling like a Vicenza pro. Whether you've been here a while or you're just moving in, understanding this stuff, well, it just helps you navigate everything, right?
Well, definitely.
So where should we start? Given it's Florida, water seems like a good place.
Yeah.
Irrigation.
Absolutely. Let's talk about keeping everything green. First thing people usually wonder is the pump schedule. When's it on? Maybe more importantly, when is it off?
Okay.
So weekdays, the main pump takes a break between 1 p.m. and 6 p.m.
1 to 6 p.m. weekdays. Good to know. Especially if you're planting something outside, maybe need the water pressure.
Exactly.
And weekends. Does that change?
It does, yeah. Saturdays and Sundays, the inactive time is a bit longer, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m.
8 a.m. to 6 p.m. weekends. Okay. Got that. Now, something I've always wondered. Rain. What happens then? Sometimes the sprinklers just don't come on when I expect them.
Ah, right. That's the rain sensor doing its job. Pretty smart, actually.
How does it work?
Well, if it detects a quarter inch of rain within an hour, it automatically shuts the main pump off.
Okay, makes sense.
But here's the interesting part when it turns back on. It doesn't just wait for the rain to stop. It waits for a full 24-hour period with no rain after the rain stops.
A full 24 hours. Wow, that sounds like a long time. Why so long?
It might seem long, yeah, but it's actually pretty important here. Florida's humid, right?
Ah.
This helps prevent overwatering. Too much water means root rot, fungal stuff. Things plants don't like. Knowing this helps you figure out if you need to hand water because the system has this built-in pause.
Okay.
The FAQ gives a good example. Say it rains until 7 p.m. on a Monday. That 24-hour dry clock starts then, so the pump won't restart automatically until 7 p.m. on Tuesday.
Ah, okay. That example makes it much clearer. It's not just the rain, it's letting things dry out a bit. Got it.
Yeah.
Now, what if, say, your landscaper needs to run the system outside those times, maybe for some specific work?
Nice.
Is that even possible?
Yes, there's a way.
Yeah.
If a landscaper needs the pump on outside the normal schedule, they have to contact the property manager. The number is 754-755-2755.
Okay.
The property manager can then arrange to turn the pump on just while the landscaper's there working. Helps manage water use, make sure it's only running when needed.
That's really good to know, especially for bigger projects. Okay, so what about my specific watering times? My lawn might need something different to my neighbors. Where do I find my schedule?
Right, so your individual schedule, that's in a specific document. It's called the Vicenza Irrigation Schedule. The FAQ actually links right to it, so it's easy for you to find. That's the best place for your property's details.
Okay, so a general community schedule, but then a specific one for my lot found in that document. Makes sense. Now, thinking bigger picture, I know there are rules about when we can water at all, right? From the city or county.
You're absolutely right. We're under rules from both the City of Venice and the Southwest Florida Water Management District, SWFWMD. People usually just call it SWIFMUD.
SWIFMUD, right. Heard that.
Yeah. They manage water resources for the whole region, trying to make sure it's used sustainably. And their rule for us, for homes, is automated sprinklers only run 1 day a week.
Just 1 day. That seems tight. Which days are we talking?
So if your house number is even, your day is Tuesday. If it's odd, your day is Thursday.
Tuesday for even, Thursday for odd. Okay.
But, and this is key, that's only for the automated sprinkler system. You can always hand water your plants, with a hose or watering can any day you want. No restrictions on that.
That's a really important difference.
Yeah.
Automated system is restricted. Hand watering is flexible.
Good. And the community's irrigation schedule document we mentioned, it's set up to match these city and SWIFMUD rules, helps everyone stay compliant and save water.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, inevitably. Things break, sprinkler head cracks, maybe a leak somewhere in my yard.
Yeah.
Who fixes that? Who pays?
Yeah. Really crucial question. And the documents are very clear here. Declaration section 10.38 STU-RIC says the responsibility for all costs to repair the irrigation system on your specific lot. It falls on you, the individual lot donor.
All costs, even if I'm in a villa. What are the maintenance assisted ones?
Yes. even for the maintenance-assisted villas. That might surprise some folks, but the rule applies across the board. Villa or detached home, irrigation repairs on your property, your responsibility.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. Good to know for sure. What about those little filters, pre-filters, I think they're called? What are they? Who handles them?
Right, the pre-filters, they're important. They catch small bits of stuff, debris, sand maybe, before it gets to your sprinkler heads. Helps stop clogs, keeps things running right.
Okay. And the responsibility, same as repairs.
Exactly the same.
Yeah.
Cleaning, maintaining those pre-filters, that's also on the homeowner, villa or single family, doesn't matter. Referenced in Declaration 7.02 and that same 10.38 section. Now, interestingly, the FAQ mentions that impact landscaping, they're currently cleaning the filters for villa owners during their wet checks, but it's stated as a courtesy. The actual responsibility, still yours, the homeowner.
So nice perk for villa owners for now, but everyone needs to be aware of these filters. Good. Where can people find out more? Like how to clean them?
Yeah, the FAQ actually gives the model number for many of them, Rainbird LCRBY100D, and it provides a link to the Rainbird website for the manual.
Oh, perfect.
Plus, Rainbird's contact info is there too if you have specific questions. And it notes that for the paired villas, each unit got one pre-filter.
Great resources. Okay, let's shift from water to, well, the green stuff itself. Lawn maintenance. That seems to depend on whether you're in a villa or a single-family home, right?
That's absolutely right. Big difference there. Villas are called maintenance-assisted. Single-family detached homes, well, lawn care is the homeowner's job.
Okay, so let's unpack maintenance-assisted. What does that actually mean for villa owners? What's included?
For villa owners, it covers quite a bit of the regular stuff. You get mowing, fertilizing, pest control for the lawn, routine tree trimming, and just general landscape maintenance. It's all laid out in Declaration 14.02.
So pretty comprehensive for the day-to-day.
Yeah, it takes care of a lot of the routine upkeep for you.
Sounds good. But is there anything landscaping related that's not included, even for villas, things they still have to handle?
Yes, definitely some key things are excluded, specifically replacing trees or any landscaping that's not part of the standard service. That responsibility stays with the lot owner. It's mentioned in Declaration 14.02 and also 9.09. So bottom line, if a tree or maybe a big shrub on your villa lot dies, the association won't replace it. That's on you as the homeowner to sort out and pay for.
That's a really important distinction. Regular care covered, but replacements are on the owner.
Got it. Now, if any homeowner, villa or single family, has a specific question or maybe sees an issue with landscaping or irrigation, who do they contact?
The main contact for Impact Landscaping, the company doing the work, is email. For general ground stuff like mowing or weeds, it's support@impactlandscaping.net.
Okay.
And for irrigation-specific things, it's irrigationwest@impactlandscaping.net.
2 different emails.
Right. And just a heads up, the FAQ notes that single-family homeowners might get charged if they contact Impact directly for service, since their lots aren't in the maintenance-assisted program. Right, that makes sense. So villa owners use those emails freely. Single-family owners should just be aware there could be a cost involved. Okay. Let's switch gears. Thinking about the houses themselves. Warranties, customer service from Neil. What's the process there?
Okay, yeah. For anything potentially under warranty, you contact Neil Warranty directly. Phone is 941-328-1072 or email warrantyservice@neilcommunities.com.
Good info.
And really important, keep the after-hours emergency number handy. It's 941-713-8013. That's only for urgent things like major plumbing leaks, roof leaks, or if your whole house loses power.
Definitely want that number somewhere easy to find, just in case.
And what about just general questions for Neil Communities, not warranty stuff?
For general customer service, their Bradenton, Sarasota office number is 888-716-9757.
Okay. And it seems like Neil has different teams for different things, right? Land development, construction. Exactly. They have a land development team. They handle the initial planning, getting the community infrastructure ready. Then there's a construction department building the actual homes. And then, like we said, the warranty team takes over after you buy for covered issues during the warranty period.
Right.
The FAQ makes a point that the HOA, the Vicenza Neighborhood Association, operates independently, even if Neil initially appoints some board members. But the HOA will help point you to the right Neil department if you have a warranty, land, or construction question.
So the HOA can help direct traffic.
Yeah. And for land development or construction concerns specifically, the advice is usually to email your community association manager, the CAM, first. They can then liaise with the right people at Neil.
Okay, CM first for those bigger development or construction things. That clarifies the pipeline. Great. Let's circle back to the community common areas. The shared spaces. How often is stuff like mowing and weeding done there?
Yeah, the FAQ lays out a pretty regular schedule for the common areas. Mowing is weekly from March 15th to November 1st, basically through the main growing season.
Makes sense.
Outside that period, they switch to bi-weekly mowing.
Okay. And weeds.
Weed control in common areas is done monthly. They use herbicides, and they'll also hand pull weeds that get to about 4 inches or higher.
Monthly. Okay, so a pretty consistent effort to keep things tidy. What about mulching? When does that happen?
Mulching for the common areas is an annual thing, once a year, and the association gets competitive bids for that service, trying to get good value for the community.
Good. Annual mulching, competitively bid. Nice. All right, let's hit a few common amenities and questions. The pool, for instance. Who can actually use it?
Right, the pool. It's strictly for Vicenza residents and their registered guests. That's according to the official pool policy, Declaration 4.01A. So just make sure any guests you bring understand the rules.
Residents and their guests only. Got it. Another common Florida feature, the ponds or lakes. Vicenza has some nice ones. But sometimes you see algae. What's the deal with that?
Yeah, very common question down here. So first, the FAQ clarifies these aren't really lakes in the natural sense. They're stormwater retention ponds. Super important job. They catch rainwater runoff to prevent flooding.
Okay, vital infrastructure.
Absolutely. Now, algae. It loves Florida. Warm temps, lots of sun, plus nutrients in the runoff from lawns and stuff. It's like fertilizer for algae.
Hmm.
The FAQ actually says that having less than 20% algae cover is considered normal, even healthy. The algae actually helps filter pollutants. But yeah, they are keeping an eye on it. Property management works with a pond care company to monitor and manage excessive growth. If the current company isn't cutting it, the board will look at other options.
So it's a balance. Essential ponds, some algae is normal, but they manage excessive amounts.
Sure.
Makes sense. What about those key fobs and gate transponders? Need a new one.
Yep, you can get new fobs or transponders at the clubhouse. There's a $25 fee for each one.
Okay.
Payment is by check. Make it out to Vicenza Neighborhood Association or just Vicenza NA, or you can use a card. Just no cash accepted for those.
Check or card. $25 at the clubhouse. Good to know if one goes missing. Now, sometimes you see trees in common areas looking kind of brown, especially after maybe a storm or certain times of year. Should people worry? Will they be replaced?
Yeah, the FAQ covers that too. That browning can happen from strong winds. They call it wind burn, especially after hurricane season.
Oh, windburn.
Or it could just be the tree going dormant, which usually starts in the fall here. So to avoid ripping out a tree that might just be resting or could recover, they often wait. The decision to replace a brown tree might be delayed until the following spring to see if it comes back.
That seems sensible. Give it a chance to recover before making a call. Okay. And a super practical question. Paying association dues, assessments, how's that done? Can you set up auto pay?
Yes, absolutely. It's all handled online through the Castle Group website. You go to www.castlegroup.com, find the Residence Center link, usually near the top.
Okay, Castle Group website.
Yep. From there, you can make a one-time payment or set up recurring auto payments. Sometimes it might ask for IDs. The management company ID is 7001, and the association ID for Vicenza is 2VC. Those are in the FAQ too.
7001 and 2VC. Got it. Super helpful for managing payments. Oh, wait, one last thing I remember seeing. The dog parks. Sometimes the grass looks really brown there. Is that an issue?
Yes, no, not an issue at all. That's usually bahia grass in the dog parks. It's a warm season grass, and like a lot of them, it goes dormant in the winter, typically December through February.
Dormant, okay.
Yeah, it naturally turns brown, stops growing to save energy, totally normal. It'll green right back up when things warm up in the spring.
Phew. Good to know the dogs aren't destroying it permanently every winter. Okay, well, wow, we have covered a lot of ground today.
We really have.
From, irrigation pumps and who fixes a sprinkler head to landscaping differences between villas and single families, warranties, common area mowing, even algae and dog park grass.
Yeah, quite the range. And hopefully this deep dive into the community FAQ has given you, the listener, a much better handle on how things work around Vicenza. Knowing the stuff can really make living here smoother, less confusing.
Absolutely. So as you go about your life here, remember this chat. If something comes up, irrigation question, landscaping issue, feel free to revisit this.
Yeah.
And of course, for the full official details, always check the governing documents. The FAQ link is right there. https://vicenzana.sites.townsq.io5.
Definitely the ultimate source.
Maybe think about which of these things matter most to you right now. Is it your watering day? Wondering about those villa services?
Right. And maybe a final thought to leave you with now that you have a clearer picture of how things run, the shared responsibilities, the resources. What's maybe one small way you could help contribute to keeping Vicenza informed and well maintained for everyone? Something to mull over.